Hello, everyone. Welcome to Anthropology 2202, Peoples and Cultures, an Introduction to Cultural Anthropology. My name is Kyle Reardon, and I will be your instructor for this class throughout the semester. You'll be seeing me in videos like this each week, introducing you to the topics we'll be covering, my interpretations of them, as well as how the fieldwork that I am currently conducting and engaging with relates to these topics. So the purpose of this video is to introduce you to myself as your instructor, as well as to introduce you to the course and what you'll be engaging with as students. So without further ado, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm originally from Ohio. I was born and raised in Canton, Ohio, and I ended up going to Cleveland State University to obtain my Bachelor's of Arts degree in anthropology. This was the first time that I experienced fieldwork in anthropology, and going into the field was what essentially hook, line, and sinkered me into this subject and into graduate school. So I was fortunate enough to become a part of an archaeological field school while I was at Cleveland State University, and this propelled me to do archaeological fieldwork in graduate school. So I ended up going to the Ohio State University to obtain my master's degree, and I conducted a project in Fiji on the Big Island, Viti Levu. There's a cave there in the Sigatoka River Valley called Nahehe Cave, and that is where I conducted some excavations in order to figure out the human activity that occurred in that cave in prehistory. This was part of a larger project that was looking at the emergence of agriculture in Fiji, not only the locations, but the time that it occurred in, and the sort of practices that were associated with it, as well as what was yielded from the agricultural practices in terms of foodstuffs. After gaining that Master's of Arts degree in anthropology, I propelled myself into the PhD program in the anthropology department at Ohio State, and that is where I currently reside. So I am a PhD candidate preparing a proposal, a dissertation study proposal, to do ethnographic work on the island of Guam, looking at historic preservation and how the field of historic preservation integrates ideas from different cultures to create what it is that they have in terms of their projects. So I'll be looking at how indigenous Chamorro people here on Guam, where I'm currently located, relate to their cultural heritage and how those relations are integrated into the historic preservation projects and with what effect on the local population does that have? Those are questions that are things that I'm really interested in and are at the core of my project. We'll be talking more about this throughout the remainder of the semester and how the topics in each of the weekly modules in our course relate to some of the field experiences that I've been having. And hopefully this gets you to engage more and think more about your own work and your own experiences and the challenges that we face in this semester's course. And that will help you to think more about yourself reflectively in our notes, as well as doing the write-ups for the challenges. So that's a little bit about my professional experience in anthropology. Personally, I am an active person. I love movement-based activities, whether it's in the water or on land. I enjoy rock climbing. I enjoy slacklining. I enjoy practicing yoga and meditation as well. And I am an avid swimmer. I swam competitively for about 12 years in my life growing up, and that has remained a love of mine. So whether I'm in the ocean or in a pool, I really enjoy swimming. It's quite a meditative practice for me even. So those are some things that I do on my off time, as well as thinking about ways to convert my lifestyle into a more mobile life. So I'm hoping to progress further into things like van life as I move forward in my own life. I've had a few experiences of van lifing in other places in the world, and I'm hoping to make that a reality of my own, whether it's here in Guam or back in the States. So that's a little bit about myself. Don't want to bore you too much about that. So I hope that as things progress, you'll be able to learn more about me, especially if we get to meet through Zoom meetings and have discussions. Something else about myself is that engaging with people in conversation is something that I enjoy much more than watching myself be recorded on a video. I'm actually quite nervous doing those sorts of things, much less so than engaging with people in conversation, whether it's in person or over Zoom. So please feel free to reach out to me and try to have a meeting with me if you have that desire, or you would like to ask me questions more so about myself and my work. We can do that through Zoom meetings. But like I said, I am currently located in Guam. I relocated here in September in order to prepare for my dissertation project and to think more about what it is that I'm going to be proposing in that project. So I'm going to now share my screen with you all so that we can discuss more about the course itself. Okay, let's see if I can accomplish this. Yes, okay. So now you should be seeing the home page for our course on Carmen. This is what you'll be seeing each week whenever you click on our course tab in Carmen. This is the homepage, like I said. I'm going to direct us first to the syllabus tab here. And in the syllabus, you're going to be introduced to how this course works, right? So here is some background information about that, as well information to engage with if you need help. We'll talk about the Ask the Professor discussion here in a little bit. Moving down the page, though, you'll see a little introduction of myself, as well as the student hours where we can meet on Zoom through this tab right here, this link for Zoom. And yes, so I'll be available on your Wednesdays and Thursdays from 5 to 6 p.m. This is 8 o'clock in the morning for me on the following day. So there's going to be a continual 15-hour difference between you all in Ohio and me here in Guam. So here's a little introduction about myself and some of my experiences in the field of anthropology thus far. Moving down, you'll see the course descriptions as well as a link to the learning outcomes, which can be found here on the first page in the introduction to the course. We're going to go back here real quick to the syllabus, the course syllabus page. And as we move down, this organization in weekly modules section is very important and will answer most of your questions in terms of how this course actually operates. So it'll give you a rundown day by day, essentially, of when you'll be engaging with what materials and what assignments are going to be due. So each week starts with an overview page. That's where you found this video that you're watching now. And every Monday, you'll see that there is an announcement posted on Carmen from me. And this will include a short video talking about the lesson resources, as well as the field notes that I've been collecting and how that relates to the topic that week that we'll be covering through our challenges, through our lesson materials or resources. One important thing to note here is that there's going to be no synchronous meeting time for this class. Because I'm 15 hours ahead of you, it's just going to work out a lot better if we do an asynchronous meeting through this video. We can always have a meeting individually over Zoom in my office hours or at some other agreed upon meeting time. Moving forward, those first few days of the week in going through our weekly modules, you'll see that by Wednesday, you are expected to have all of those lesson materials engaged with and completed, so that then you can complete your quiz that is due by 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. These are going to be 15-question quizzes. You will have 2 attempts on this quiz, and the better of the grades for each of those attempts is what will be accepted as your final grade for that quiz. This is going to be the only testing interface for this course. There's no midterms and no final exams in this course. So you just have quizzes in terms of testing interfaces. So moving forward from Wednesday, you'll see that by Friday, you'll have to submit a weekly reflective note. And this engages critically with the assigned materials, and it gets you to explore more about how anthropologists think in the world and what your experiences as a newly dubbed anthropology student have been, especially in the challenges and reading the materials. Then you'll see that there are 10 challenges. This is actually the the biggest portion of your grade for this semester. We'll take a look at that in a second. But each challenge has 4 main parts. The first 3 parts are going to be due on Fridays by 8 p.m. And then the 4th part is going to be due on Sunday. So your 4th part is actually a reflection, not on your experience and your debriefing of the challenge, but your engagement. It's a peer reply, your engagement with other peers and the debriefings that they have given. So each challenge starts off by you conducting the challenges in that week on your own time. And then by Friday, you'll write up and answer a prompting of that challenge. And then following that write-up, you'll also have a debriefing that is due on Friday. That debriefing is going to be discussing your experience with that challenge. And then your 4th part will be to reply to some of the other classmates and the debriefings that they have given in that discussion. Okay, moving forward, we'll see some of the basic guidelines for this course, including the diversity statement, the mental health statement, and the academic misconduct statement, and as well as how this course meets GEC and GE requirements. If you go down further, you'll see some information about the professor who really created and generated the structure for this course, Dr. Mike Wesch. And then you'll be seeing the grade overview, again, highlighting how challenges are going to be 50% of your grade. So that is a very large portion, as well as the debriefings. If you add the debriefings onto that, it's about 65% of your grade. So the challenges and the debriefings are very important for this class. And then again, you have your 10 quizzes, and you have your reflective notes. So these are the only 4 types of assignments that will be receiving grades throughout the semester. And as you scroll down to the last segment of the syllabus page, you'll see a course summary where you'll see the dates that all of the assignments are due, what that assignment is, and the time that it is due by. By clicking on each of these assignments, you'll be able to see the details of each of them. And we can see this in a similar view as this in the grades page, which is going to be individualized, and you'll be able to see each of the scores that you receive on the assignments, as well as when they are due and what the assignment is. Okay, move this down. We're going to move over to the announcements page, where you will be seeing the weekly videos from me, as well as a little bit of a written caption about the materials that you engage with, the subjects that you are learning about that week, as well as the field notes that I have and how those field notes relate to that topic. You'll be seeing that in these weekly announcements. And then let's go to the home page to end up this introduction to the course. So you'll see here that this is in a module format, very similar to how the modules page looks here. Okay. So both in the home page and in the modules page, you'll be able to access the same sort of format. You'll also be able to access The Art of Being Human, which is the course textbook. This is a free textbook, but you can also see here that there are audiobooks, or audio recordings rather, of each of the sections and lessons that we'll be engaging with throughout the semester. And these are recorded by Dr. Mike Wesch, who is the author of The Art of Being Human. Okay. Moving forward, you'll also be able to see here that there is a Ask the Professor discussion board. So beyond the direct messages or the Zoom meetings that you can ask me questions through, you can always go onto one of these discussion entry pages and write a question, and this will be available not just for you to see, but for everyone in the class to see. So as soon as you put these postings in, I'll respond here, and then everybody can see the answers. And this helps reduce the amount of times that questions are repeated by other students. So it's a good idea to continue to post here for your classmates' sake as well. And then you'll also see that the challenges and debriefing rubrics can be found here, which is going to break down how each of these assignments are graded. You also have a pre-test. Now, this is not a graded assignment. This is an assessment. You'll also be given these same questions in a post-test after the weeks and the modules of this entire course have been completed. You'll take the same test, and this will kind of assess how you have progressed in the kind of information that you've been able to retain in this class. And it helps us as instructors and faculty at Ohio State to improve this course, to maybe focus on things that did not have quite the same impact or retention that we would like to see. And then after that, you'll see how there are weekly modules here, right? Within each of the weekly modules, you'll see that there is an overview for each of these. And this will be the first part of each of your week's work, going through all of the information in these overviews. After doing the overviews, you'll see what you'll need to read that week, as well as the things you'll need to watch or listen in terms of videos or the podcasts that are given. Then you'll have your assignments here to do, your quiz and your reflective note. Remember, these are 2 of the 4 types of assignments that are graded. And then you have your challenge. And this challenge is accompanied by a debrief discussion. Okay, so that rounds out all 4 types of assignments that are graded in this course. And again, each week in the overview, you'll see, and in the announcements, you'll see a video by me that covers all of this material in a bit more detail. So I'm not going to go too much into each of these modules and the assignments that are in each of the modules. Right now, I'm just trying to show you what it is that you'll be engaging with, and how to engage with that material. But this is week 1's material, and the only thing that you have to do this week is a reflective note, and there are prompts in this reflective note, including videos from the GTA instructor, Dr. Mark Moritz, that will get you to think a bit more about how to answer those prompts in this reflective note. And remember to read these materials here before you actually complete your reflective note for this week. Another view that may be of interest to you is to look at the course calendar. And this is going to give you a different kind of visual display of when things are due and what assignments belong where, right? So we can go through each of the different months of this semester, and we'll see when there are quizzes, when there aren't quizzes for that week. And this will reflect the information that you see in your homepage or on the modules page for the course. Okay. So I think that about does it for the introduction to the course. Again, I want to remind everybody that this course is going to be conducted asynchronously. So we won't be meeting at the same time. I know that in the Buckeye link view of this course, there is a meeting time that is supposed to be on Mondays from 11:30 to 12:25. And this is something that is not going to actually occur. We're going to be engaging asynchronously, like I said, through these videos, where I'll be discussing with you, again, the materials for that week and how some of my experiences in the field relate to that topic, those subjects. And hopefully this facilitates thinking on your end more so, and perhaps gives you questions about the things we'll be doing that week. And those questions, again, please reach out through the Ask Your Professor, Ask the Professor tab, the discussion board there. I look forward to answering a lot of questions in that way. But if you would like to have a face-to-face meeting and talk more about these, I really do enjoy getting to know you all in that way and discussing with you the subjects of anthropology. With that, I'm going to bring this to a close. I hope that you all end up finding a newfound interest in the diversity of humanity and the diversity of our cultures. That is really what anthropology is all about. Not just knowing about these things, but to celebrate our differences and finding ways that we can celebrate our differences. Um, and I hope that each of you is able to walk away with an understanding of people who are different than you and have come from different cultures and different parts of the world. And not just an understanding of that difference, but an appreciation. Because my experience in anthropology has not just been an increase in knowledge and an increase in information about other peoples, but an appreciation for that difference and what that means for people and how that helps put together our cultures and in our societies of the world. Um, so I'm going to see if I can end this properly. Okay, that's all I have for you today. And I look forward to speaking with you all and hearing from you all in your reflective note this week, where you'll be giving a video or something similar, like I am giving you here, introducing yourself and what your interest is in anthropology. So I'm looking forward to creating this week one reflective note. Enjoy this week as you are getting integrated and oriented to all of your classes. I know it can be kind of overwhelming starting up each semester. So hopefully whatever questions you may have, we can answer those diligently and quickly for everyone, and get into the meat and potatoes of this course, which are the challenges that get you out in the world to observe and learn from others, listen to others about where they come from and how they view the world. Okay, that's all I have for you. Enjoy.